I believe in America. I believe we are the best.
I have spent my life working hard, trying to do the right thing. I just hope when you vote, you remember that. I'd like to remind you what this contest is about. It is about excellence in butter. God bless America.
Welcome back to Negative Cutters, the movie trailer review podcast. I am your host, John Beck, and joining me once again is Paul Fox. How's it going, Paul?
I'm doing well, sir. How are you?
I'm doing great, and we are ready and rearing to review the trailer for Butter. Yeah, that's it. Just Butter. This movie comes out October 5th, 2012, stars Jennifer Garner, Hugh Jackman, Alicia Silverstone, Ty Burrell, some other names that I can't pronounce. Olivia Wilde's in there, Rob Corddry's in there, and this is, well, Paul, why don't you take us through the trailer? What's the premise of this movie?
Well, so it seems to feel like it's starting out as a political film, and
right.
the actors are talking about like the reason why they should be chosen, and
they mentioned voting.
Yeah, talking about their values and things.
America.
Yeah. So it really has that sense of being sort of a movie like The Campaign or something, but in fact what they're doing is it's a butter off, I guess, or a butter competition,
right.
that
now,
they're all involved in.
It's specifically sculpture, butter sculpting competition, and I gotta say the bait and switch at the beginning is pretty funny. Like, they definitely Jennifer Garner definitely has a I want to say more Christine O'Donnell kind of thing going on, or like she definitely had sort of a Sarah Palin, whatever, it was very clearly trying to be political, and then just out of nowhere it's a butter carving contest.
Yeah, like, and I mean these are like big sculptures too, I mean, yeah, not just little stick figure or single butter stick sculptures. They're doing like pretty massive displays from the few that we got to see.
200 pounds of butter to do these things. So it starts off once the switch has happened. Once we realize what it is, where does it take us from there?
Well, apparently Jennifer Garner is sort of the queen, or as they say in the synopsis, the first lady, again, sort of making a little bit of a political reference of butter carving. And
right, 'cause she's not actually the big butter carver herself. It's her husband, who was I think they introduce him as the champion, again, using the same style that we talked about the last trailer with the man with the iron fist, of introducing the characters with the big placards and everything.
Right, and her husband is played by actor Ty Burrell, who is Modern Family, I guess, the dad. Yep. Who I really love him on that show.
He's
but
brilliant in these sort of mockumentary style stuff.
I had a hard time from the trailer figuring out how big his role here is, because it seems like we see a lot more of Jennifer Garner and some of the other characters than him, at least in the trailer.
We see the connection enough to, like, we know he's retiring, and they don't mention it too much, but then he's got this moment with Olivia Wilde's character, who's a stripper, and he says, "I'm in love with you," or something like that. So there's this moment of he's now falling in love with a stripper, and then it takes off from there and is all about Olivia Wilde versus Jennifer Garner.
Yeah. So apparently his wife, Jennifer Garner, wants to sort of step into his shoes, and she's going to take up carving in the competition. And I guess for whatever reason, Olivia Wilde is also going to be part of the competition. And then there's a young girl who's played by, if I can say her name right, Yara Shahidi, who's coming in as sort of the new neophyte challenger. And I guess it's going to be sort of like a three-way battle between them as the film progresses towards its climax. It also says that Hugh Jackman has a part in here as well.
Yeah, I think he's one of the judges. Maybe, I'm not sure what's happening.
Wasn't really clear on that.
Yeah, it was just like, and here's Hugh Jackman.
I'm wondering if he's going to sing a song at all or do a dance number.
That would be. I would not argue with that. I'm okay.
I would not either. But yeah, it does say it's part political satire. It also says it's part Capra-esque comedy. So that's an interesting combination. And
it's not like
surprised there's been
are those two different things? I mean, Capra is, it's not like Capra doesn't do political satire.
Yeah, I guess it's just his specific style that they're saying is gonna be evident here, and but basically it says that this is a story about what it means to win at all costs, and again, it's against all odds. But for me, so some of the political overtones really came across as the strongest part of the film, and it does seem very much that it's parodying archetypes that we see in the news, and you mentioned people like Christine O'Donnell or Sarah Palin, among others. And I think this is very taking a big sucker punch at the Midwest, basically. Yeah, I mean, even if the points that are alluded to here by the synopsis, where you've got the Ty Burrell character stepping down and his wife sort of going in and attempting to become the new superstar in the spotlight, is that sort of a Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton parallel going on at all, especially if he's got a girl on the side kind of an issue. That's true. It makes me wonder if they're going to be playing with all these different kinds of portrayals and representations. The thing I like about that is that
I actually lost, for me, the political satire aspect of it after the first initial joke. So, but if it really is that much more of an integral part of the film, I think it's actually kind of cool, because it's political satire done in a way that's not anything about politics. It's about the politics of this. So I think it's a really great way, versus all the other political satire movies are just not really. I see them less as they're satire, but they're not clever in terms of how they're portraying the satire. It's just here's some candidates, it's very much about politics, whereas this says, okay, let's look at politics and how it affects people, but let's portray it on this really weird sort of underbelly of America kind of thing, and how it comes across in so many aspects of our life. And this, and I would say, it's definitely people emulating and doing the same things that politicians do. So I'm actually kind of okay with that. It'll be interesting to see their actual viewpoint is, and I'm not sure. From a downside, it might come across a little bit as another liberal Hollywood film out to make fun of or attack the values of the right. And my hope is that it is more, I don't know what you'd call it, more South Parkian in its attempt at humor. It attacks everybody equally. Right. I always appreciate that in when you have humor, that it's sort of it's a no holds barred look at the flaws of all sides involved, rather than just a sort of a one-sided thing. And I think we're gonna. I don't know. I mean, I think we might see that we've got Rob Corddry's character, who, if you're going to have somebody come in and be the outside sort of view and point out the ridiculousness of this, other than, the audience sort of realizing it themselves, I think that's his character. He's the father of, or I should say the foster father of this young girl who has decided she wants to come in and do this. This is her big dream, and she wants to achieve this win the butter competition. And here's this average white guy who is just trying to, do right by her. And he's sitting there like, oh, you're all crazy. He has a couple moments. I think they were probably the more amusing moments of the trailer with him, talking, about, oh, and guess what? Butter's not even good for you. There, I said it. I kept waiting for a parquet joke to sort of, throw itself in there. We may still get that. I don't know, but... I'm sure there's a lot. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of bad puns and really bad butter jokes and things like that. But this also harkens back to I guess actually a worry of mine. This harkens back to Christopher Guest movies, just pure mockumentary. Although it doesn't seem documentary style specifically, it's more traditional style. But it has this feeling of just the most ridiculous characters, but these are the ridiculous characters are actual real people. Like, people are like this, and that's the thing that always makes me uncomfortable. And I guess kind of the brilliant thing about these types of movies, where it just shows you it's like, it sort of exaggerates, what people really are like, and you go, I totally know somebody like that. And and that's what always sort of makes me feel uncomfortable about it. It's really awkward humor usually. Christopher Guest movies specifically. I've always found I get embarrassed for the people. So I worry that this might have that aspect to it, but it does seem like they're presenting it in a more traditional manner. So maybe it will just be more straight up funny versus just really, really awkward. I can do surprisingly well with Modern Family, and that is definitely that style. That is all mockumentary style. So I don't know.
Yeah, another interesting thing I think you pointed out before we actually started recording, this is a 2011 film, but we're just going to be seeing it now in general release this year.
Yeah, October 5th, 2012. So when it's listed as 2000, that's never a good sign when a movie's been delayed like that, because they don't think it's going to make it. So why do you think they delayed it?
I don't know. It could have something to do with the election year. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to tie into, again, the political aspect. When I was watching it, part of me was thinking to the film. I don't know. Is it out yet for you guys? The Campaign with I think it's. What's his name? Will Ferrell and Zach Galifianakis.
Yep. Yeah, I actually just recently watched that trailer. And that one had more of it was a little too standard fare for my taste. And looked like just kind of stupid humor. Again, satire without being overly clever. It's just exaggerating. It's honestly... I might as well just go watch normal politics because it gets that ridiculous.
Yeah. Part of me wonders though if
August 10th is what August 10th in the U.S. So it just recently came out.
Part of me wonders if they are trying to sort of catch on to the coattails of that, if they feel it's a similar type of film with similar type of values or something along similar lines. So maybe they felt it would be. A better release time to hold off. But I tend to agree with you that typically when they hold something for a year or so, that there tends to be problems with the film itself too. Yep. So yeah, like they needed to go reshoot the entire ending because it was that bad or something. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Let's before we pass judgment on this, let's take a look at what the trolls are saying. So, Zakiri says, lol, Easy A talked about the book, the original movie, and then the movie with Demi Moore with... what are they talking about? They're talking about Easy A. They're comparing it to Easy A. I liked Easy A, but unless Easy A owns the rights to the jokes about the Scarlet Letter, then this is not a ripoff of it. Did you see Easy A? I did not see it yet, no.
I think that was the one with where the girl... yeah, the girl... Oh, I can never remember her name, but the girl that is the visual replacement for Lindsay Lohan.
Oh, yeah, from Spider-Man.
Yes. Actually, I really like her, and her name completely escapes me. I don't really see these... I see that
Emma
kind
Stone.
of tech... Yes, Emma Stone. She was great in it. But that, I don't see the real comparison there. That's more of a common. I mean, it's a social commentary, sure, but it's more of a teen, culture commentary. Let's see what else we got here.
Let's see. One comment says Alicia Silverstone is still hot. So I guess there's still some fans since the Batgirl days.
Wait. Was she hot for Batgirl?
I'm guessing they, you know, what else? Legally Blonde?
You've got it was Clueless, right?
Or Clueless, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, that's the... all right, here's one for all those who don't realize. Now, we actually briefly mentioned this, but this kind of spells it out. This is about the Democratic nomination of Obama versus Clinton. Husband is termed out, embroiled in a sex scandal with a stripper/prostitute, goes up against a newcomer who's passionate and inspires hope, being a child after all. Plus Hugh Jackman for some reason. I like how they're just like, it's this, and then randomly Hugh Jackman's in there.
Interesting parallel.
So this puts forth the idea that this is not parodying, you know, right-wing values. This is specifically Obama versus Clinton. And structurally, or I would say on paper, it actually looks to be fairly accurate. And, you know, they definitely have the sort of the female character like Clinton, the drive, you know, very driven, I would not say power hungry. I don't know if that's the right term for it, but, you know, she wants to win at all costs. And then you've got the young girl coming up who, you know, conveniently is black, of course, to make the comparison more literal. And she is, you know, a much more inspiring story, and everyone, you know, she's the underdog and everyone wants her to win. So in that case, maybe this is more of a dig at the Democratic, you know, and the process in general versus specifically right wing. But I think you're right, though. It comes across as more middle America right wing politics versus Democratic.
Let's see, this comment says, WTF, seriously? A film about butter? They must be running out of ideas.
I think, you know, I think it's brilliant. Like, the fact that what
I want to know is this a real thing? Or is this just, yeah, is this just something that they did for the movie?
All right, Googling butter carving competition. Butter sculpture. Butter sculpture is a real thing.
There's a competition for everything.
Yeah, I've got a picture of butter being sculpted at the 2010 Minnesota State Fair. This does happen. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't pass it off as just, you know, being unrealistic, unrealistic. You know, I've lost my train of thought. I don't know. But, so
hopefully they have Paula Deen come in at the end and like, so, you know, recycle the butter so nothing goes to waste, you know, and
right.
They,
Paula Deen was gonna die. Do you want to kill her? Like, that poor woman, she would bake like a cupcake out of that butter.
Yeah,
like,
but her food's
what?
darn good. I can tell you. I ate at a restaurant when I was traveling through Savannah once, and tasty stuff. I probably, you know, took 5 years off my life with every bite I took. But yeah, it's it's butter. What are you gonna do?
Yep. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, the comments are kind of obvious. I don't think there's much going on in Trollland other than Olivia Wilde is hot.
A lot of discussion of Olivia Wilde, Jennifer Garner, and a couple comments about Alicia. Yeah,
I like Olivia Wilde plus butter. Yeah, I'm seeing this. Yeah. Yeah, it's either people saying they like the cast and other people that it looks funny, and other people saying this is the stupidest premise ever. What's your final judgment, Paul? You gonna see this?
If I can, yeah, I'd see it. I like the parody. Yeah. Sad thing is a film like this, because it's so America-centric, we may not get it over here in Asia. as a theatrical release. Like, I'd love to be watching the campaign. I don't think we're going to get that one either. But if it was over here in theaters, this would probably be something I'd go out and watch, maybe as a matinee, for sure. But yeah, I think it, you know, from what I see in the trailer, there's enough there. Looks funny. I like the cast. You know, Phil Dunphy, right? I mean, gotta love him. So yeah, I'd see it as soon as if I can't see it in the theater, as soon as it's out on video, I'm going to try and watch it.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, generally as a rule, I don't see comedies in the theater. It's just not worth the money to me, and I'll usually get a better experience at home for me. So I mean, I think this is this could be a fun date night movie. You know, like sitting at home on the couch on a Friday night. You know, watching something that's going to. It looks funny, and it looks like a type of humor that's not too embarrassing for me in terms of just like the awkwardness of the people, and it could even have some, you know, heartwarming aspects to it, I guess. And for me, Rob Corddry looks hilarious. I would actually see it just for him.
I have a hard time with him now. Ever since Hot Tub Time Machine, I can't see him in anything else without thinking back to Hot Tub Time Machine.
Yeah, that was. I don't know if he'll be as horribly inappropriate, but he has that aspect to him of just like the ability to be just really inappropriate and completely sort of cut the energy of, you know, something going on and just, you know, change it. So I think he's a good counterpoint to all the other characters in this. So I'm looking forward to this. I don't think I'm going to try too hard to see it, but I would probably see it once it's out on DVD. So, all right, that's going to do it for us. Again, if you are interested in seeing Butter, check it out, October 5th, 2012. If you do see it, let us know what you think. And in the meantime, I am John Beck. You can reach me at twitter.com/Copperdome. And, of course, my guest, Paul Fox. We want to let everybody know how they can stay in touch with you.
Yeah, twitter.com/foxlore. And if you're interested in Asian cinema, Hong Kong cinema at all, head over to www.kongcast.com.
All right, check that out. And in the meantime, you know, enjoy the trailers and have fun at the movies, if you dare. I don't know what that means. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.